or more with at least 6 defensive stops on both ends, tons of steals. Is this about as complete a game as you could ask for a season opener?
I don't know about complete. I mean, it was great. It was a great effort. I thought we played really, really hard. Thought we were really active defensively. They've got really good ball handlers and playmakers, and we forced a lot of turnovers. Offense got a little clunky there, even though I think looking quarter by quarter, the numbers look all right. We got a little clunky. Elena wasn't involved enough. I'll take that one on me for parts of the second half. And, New York, Sandy tried a lot of stuff. They moved their people around. They switched some pick and rolls, so they made it tougher for us. But that's what you want early on in the season, so you can start working through some things. But, just a phenomenal effort. Everybody that came in the game gave us good minutes.
You talked so much about playing faster and getting out in transition. Is that what you wanted to look like today?
Yeah, if we can force turnovers like that and go, I think we've got a different look now with, you get Slim and Tosh in the open court putting pressure on the rim, and Kira rim running, Tiana rim running. All of a sudden, your shooter's a little bit more open. Christy got one in transition. You lose Elena and Ariel a little bit easier. So I think just being able to put some more pressure on the rim and their transition defense set us up for success.
Thank you.
And for you, how did it feel out there? Did it feel familiar, like from when you were interim, or did it feel different somehow? Did you hear Mike across the court?
I did not. I looked up one time and he was yelling. I think I was yelling the same thing. So good to see some things don't change. No, I think it felt different just because it's opening night. There was a definite buzz in the arena. We've had a great home court ever since we moved into this building, and I think that's going to be, kind of the backbone of any success we have this year is taking care of our home floor. It felt good. It felt like, the team that we had wanted to be through camp showed up. So that was satisfying.
And then, what did you see from Christy out there? It looked like she was kind of hunting her shot early, and then she hit a couple. Was there like a moment where you kind of saw her settle in, or what's kind of your evaluation there? I was glad that, I think she missed maybe the first 2 and she kept firing. I think that's the Christy caliber we need, as the green light is on. She played a little defense tonight, which is great to see. I think we just have a very obviously mature, good perspective Christy that's coming in and wants to be aggressive and make the most out of her minutes.
The second quarter really felt like Brittany Sykes took over, and you mentioned her impact there. Could you just go a little bit more into about how she was able to get into the transition opportunities and increase? So you guys,
it's one of those games. It won't show up like the deflection she has. I think she kicked the ball like 3 times. She just plays it at the extension of her body. She gives us a different look. I'm just looking kind of at the stats now, like the rebounding helps us get on the break, 5 steals. And as she gets more comfortable in our offense, we're still working through some spacing things and when she should handle it and when Tosh should handle it. So that's the stuff we just got to work through early in the season and probably all the way through till the playoffs, hopefully.
And your guards seem to do a really good job of denying the post when they got switched. Is that something that makes you more comfortable in employing switches?
Sometimes. Stewie just forces you to make tough choices, and JJ too, and you gotta choose something when you're playing against her. And so luckily we have guards that like to battle, that don't mind going down there and trying to do that stuff. Next time we play them, I'm sure they'll have a couple things to try to pick on it, but the great players is the same thing they're dealing with Elena, make you make tough choices, and we did all right on those, little ones down there. They like to say they're big guards. We'll see. Thanks.
Hey, how you feeling?
All good. Thanks. A little wet.
I've been asking you all week now, but your dog mentality. Y'all ran an ad about it at the second quarter. That defense was swarming. What's your thoughts on the Mystics dog mentality?
I hate to play into it too much, but we did just name a dog of the night with a hard hat. So there you go. I'll let you ask the players about that one. No, it's. I think as a coach, they're silly and whatever, but they believe it. They buy it. You know what I mean? They are defensively bought into being the best defensive team in the league, and they will lay it on the line. And I think that goes up and down the roster. So, that's a contagious thing. When we start, one person picks up and pressures, the next one follows. We're active. We're using our hands. We're moving our feet. That's the team we should want to be on defense every night.
I'm going to ask you about the Mystics. I'm going to ask you about the Mystics. Practice makes perfect. 1% better, but the practice guys are really the guys are really kind of bought into your philosophy.
Yeah.
How did their preparation prepare you for tonight's game?
The guys are like watching film and running sets on the side, and they're showing up early for our pre-practice stuff. It's just I've talked about them before, but it's a really good group, and the speed they're able to play at, but also execute like New York stuff and whoever else we're going to play. Their offense, we found a huge value with that in 2019. And it's probably the first time since then we've had a practice squad like that.
Could you talk a little bit about the runs that this team had tonight? And what were you pleased with most in this win?
I was pleased probably most with when we made some mistakes, we kept playing. We tried to fix them on the fly, but we didn't let our tempo drop because we were sitting there hashing it out of who should have done what. We jumped it in, went the other way and attacked. There was one point where they scored a couple buckets and, maybe we could have called timeout, but our guys just had enough poise to get it in, execute, get a couple good possessions in a row and turn it and make them call one. So we've kind of said we don't have to be perfect. It doesn't always have to be pretty, but we can be consistent with our effort and we can be connected and play through anything.
Coach, seemed like there was an emphasis on driving the nail tonight. Was that something that you saw in the tape or something that just kind of evolved as the game went on?
I think that's usually a product of good spacing. We have good drivers, Tosh and Slim especially, but Ariel too and Shatori. I just think a lot of times when like Elena's lifted or Ariel's lifted on that side, it's hard to help. It was the same situation we were facing with Stewie lifted. Like you say, great principles, be at the nail, and then you look over at who you're guarding and you get a little nervous. So that's got to be when it's there. We got to take it and put pressure on it. It won't always be there, but then we'll make the next play.
Last thing, it felt like there was a concerted effort maybe to watch Kira's minutes at first, but then as the game went on, she started getting more and more minutes. Was there anything there, or it was just kind of the flow of the game?
I think that sometimes that first hit, those first few minutes, just like trying to get your legs back under you, catch your breath. I think it's kind of funny for a while. I think her and John Queller are almost on the same exact sub pattern there for a bit. But no, I think what she ended up with 24. I think she averaged 21 last year. It'll probably be some nights a little bit more than that, but no, just get her a little breather, let everybody get a little taste of the game, and then got her back in. Yep.
Eric, I know the tempo and the pace of the team is something that you guys have had. How good does it feel when all the points of emphasis that you guys played out at the start of the season already in game one are doing well? We know you got more room to grow.
Yeah, I think maybe the pace was better than the execution, but that's not necessarily to be unexpected on game one. 80 points, what would you say, 82 possessions?
I think that's less.
It's okay. I mean, it's all right. Like we had a couple dry spells where it felt like we needed a bucket and maybe settled for a couple possessions where we didn't touch the paint at all. But it's a good place to start. I'll take the pace right now. We took care of the ball better than we've been taking care of it in practice in preseason. So combination of good pace and low turnovers can take you a ways.
And then a continuation from the next discussion. Anything that stands out to you with what you were able to do in this game, and then how close is this to maybe what you would expect maybe a week from now?
Probably played Elena a couple more than I'd like to. But it felt like, I don't know, just with the way the timeouts were in the first half, they had to call a couple. It felt like she got some breaks, so she was comfortable staying in, Otherwise, probably a couple people on the bench we'll use a little bit more as we go along. But, opening night, try to get that first one and then manage our rotation from there.
And then I got to ask about the challenge.
I overreact. I jumped the gun a little bit. A play like that at home where it looks like your player gets their face jumped through, but people said it was a good call, so they reviewed it. 0 for 1. Tried to be the first. Try to get the first win.
Coach, you held the Liberties to 64 points. You spent some time assessing the defensive performance. What did you like about that team?
I liked our activity, how active we were with our hands and feet. Well, first of all, we should say that we dodged some bullets in the first half. They had some good looks. They missed some bunnies at the rim. I think at halftime they were like 3 for 19 from 3, and they had some good looks. So, next time we play them, they're going to look a lot different. Their rhythm and their timing will be there. It's their first time playing with Sloot in a game. So we did some good things. We weren't perfect, but I thought our transition got a little sloppy in the second half when maybe we're a little comfortable with our lead. But we keep playing. We keep playing hard. We got people that take the challenge.
there you want to get to?
We'll go to Rafiq.
This is Rafiq with nothing but that sports talk. Congratulations on getting victory number 1.
Thanks, Rafiq.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you. I mean, I know it was probably mentioned at least somewhere in earlier questions, but the team forced about 20 turnovers and held the equilibrium to about 34% for the field. Like, what are your overall thoughts on the defense from start to finish?
Kind of like I was just talking about, I think we got a little bit lucky. They had good players that missed open shots. Our rebounding improved. So, first half they were getting some long rebounds. Second half we did a better job. But we're going to have to get better. One game we were good for a lot of it, but new challenge on Sunday.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
Thanks.
I think that's it, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. See you on Sunday.
Appreciate you.
How you doing, Kareem?
Good. Start with you, Elena. Everybody was involved really on both ends today. Got a lot of stops, steals, getting out in transition. During training camp, is this what you guys envisioned, how it should look, feel, all of that good stuff?
Yeah, this is what we've been doing in training camp. We've been playing at a very high pace. Our practice guys are so fast
And so good.
and really good.
Really good.
So they've got us running, and we knew that if we could play at the pace we've been playing at, that it's going to be tough for teams to stay with us. And then we just have so many different pieces that we can get going at any time. And defensively, if we can show up and be a problem every single night, it keeps you in every game.
Natasha, so I was gonna ask about this defense.
Mhm.
What most impressed you on that end of the floor today?
I think we did a really good job of guarding all their sets and their first actions. Where we need to be better at is securing rebounds and not allowing second, third chance opportunities. And that's going to come with just time and experience and intentionality on that end of the floor. But overall, I think we're communicating really well. We executed our game plan to a T. It's just securing those second, third chance opportunities for them. Yep.
You guys.
Hello.
I know this is not the first time that you guys have had Eric as the head coach,
Mhm.
but now that he is the permanent head coach,
Mhm.
what was kind of his demeanor out there on the sideline and in huddles? How was it having him running the show and Mike maybe mostly quiet from the side?
Yeah, no, Eric has done a phenomenal job of training camp and really just taking hold of this team and showing that he's confident in his new role. And like we said, to the outside world, it might look like this was a random change, but it wasn't. He's been taking over the last 2-3 years, running our practices, getting inside our huddles, really drawing up our plays in games. So we're very much used to Eric, but I think the biggest difference right now is his confidence in himself. And then that it just exudes confidence to us as a team too.
Yeah, I expected more jitters out of him.
Yeah.
He was real calm and
Too
cool.
calm.
Yeah, he's certainly ready for this moment. He's been great all training camp. He's been super open. Like,
Mhm.
it's been such an open door policy. Like, what do you like? What are you feeling here? What do you three want to do? And bringing the captains in. And even on the court, he'll ask, like, what play do you like right now? Or how's your subbing going? You want to
Mhm.
come out? You want to stay in? So all of that has been great. And he just, he made it look easy.
Yeah.
And then just wanted to ask you real quick about Panda.
Yeah, Panda.
36 where?
Man,
Yeah.
that girl. That's my girl. I love me some Panda.
Love us
I'm
some
so
Panda.
happy for her.
Yes.
She's just such a good player. She's a coach.
Mhm.
She does so much for us as the coaching aspect in practice, pulling people aside, teaching us certain things, getting us ready, making adjustments. And then Panda's just a gamer. Like,
Yeah.
she's just so good. And you just know she's gonna come in and do her thing and go off.
But it's good to see her home too, where
Yeah.
she's supposed to be, where she belongs, and we're glad to have her back.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congrats, guys. I want to ask about another teammate with the nickname
Thank you.
Slim. Came in the second quarter.
Slim.
She kind of took over, right? And then
Yeah.
You guys transition. Can you just talk about her impact then and then throughout the game?
This is exactly why we went after Slim so hard in free agency. We knew the type of player that she was, how versatile she was on both ends of the floor. And I think you really saw her impact on the defensive end, which then translated to what she can do offensively. So she's huge for us. I know y'all have seen her personality too, but she's a joy every single day, and she makes coming into practice fun. She's just an energy, and she likes to pay it forward, as she says. So she's always going to be an energy giver, but it correlates to exactly who she is on the court too for us.
I'm so glad we don't have to play against Slim.
Oh,
She was such a pain.
Oh my God,
Gosh,
she used to
like
chase me down in
steals
transition.
on steals on steals. You
Pin my
always
shit on
had
the
to, yeah,
backboard.
you always had to look for her because she would fly through the air and just pin your shot.
I'm
So
like, why do you have this much
it-
money?
yeah. Yeah, it felt so good to have her on our side.
Mhm.
And like Tosh said, she does bring so much joy, so much energy. She loves this game, and you feel that when she's in the gym, and it
Mhm.
makes you enjoy coming to work too.
This Tosh, I mean, you guys were switching on this pick and rolls and ended up in post-up situations. Seemed like you and Ariel and Slim all really loved being in that situation. And so because
I personally love when we switch, and they be trying to tell me not to switch, but I love it. Okay, it's my chance to prove I'm a big guard. But no, in all seriousness, I think we want to be the best defensive team in the league this year, and that starts with us on the perimeter, really pressuring the ball. And y'all saw Delle's block today to transition. Like, are you trying to take my job? Yes or no? I need it.
No, I just learned from the best. Yeah.
But no, we just have such an edge about us on the defensive end. And so I think that just we're a 3-headed snake, but 5-headed snake when you add in Delle and Kira, like, come on now. That's tough to go against every single night.
How you doing?
Good, Wayne.
Question for you.
What's up?
The kids in the city are buying into this dog mentality, the grittiness, DMV culture.
We love it.
What does it say about this first game? I know you'll keep it real. What is it when people were sleeping on y'all and already writing you kind of off?
Keep sleeping.
What does this game mean to you tonight?
Y'all can keep sleeping. We, for real, we're confident in what we have in this locker room, and you can continue to talk about, you know, the superhero teams, but we know who we are. And we know what we bring every single night. We know what we have in this locker room, and everyone eats. And we are such an unselfish team that just really enjoy being around each other. And when you talk about what a makeup of a championship team is, it is exactly that. You enjoy coming to work every single day. You fight for the person to the left and to the right of you. And it's exactly what we have. So we're not going to be perfect. We're going to be damn sure close to it, but I'm excited. So keep sleeping on us.
And then quickly before Elena kind of took my question, so I want to ask you, I call the practice guys the Washington Sticks. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they're good. I don't know. That might need a
Most
little
six,
work.
I think it needs a little tweak there.
I don't know. We'll think about something for you.
Yeah, we got to think something.
I'm gonna sleep on that.
Okay.
But we love them.
Yes.
So were you all surprised by what you all were able to do out there tonight? And what stood out most to you all both about this win?
I'm not surprised. It's our identity as a team. It's what we've been doing in training camp. And we don't care about the outside noise. We don't care about the storylines. It's not going to change how we show up every single day, take care of one another, and get the work we need to get done each day. Like, we know this is one game. We got 40. So it's a great first step, but obviously we'll show up tomorrow. We're going to lock back in, and we know we have to keep getting better. So this has been the identity of this group. Just a gritty, hardworking group that loves each other. And if we can keep doing that, it's a lot of fun.
So, having been in Philly and down here plenty of times over the years,
Yeah.
I've now heard dog twice, gritty twice, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Okay.
The Philly
We're
way.
bringing the mentality.
It's a Philly way.
Eric has been here a few minutes ago talking about was it a dog and a hard hat?
Dog head?
Yeah.
Is it that dog hat, or is it something different?
Is that, I'm sorry, what was the?
What was it, the dog?
You said a dog hat. Like
It's a dog. Yeah, so we got a hard hat.
It's a hard hat.
Yeah.
It's not the dog.
Yeah, it's not like dog ears or
No,
anything.
but we're some dogs, so we're gonna put on our hard
There's-
hat and go to work.
There's dog stickers.
Yeah, to put on it.
Team did a defensive effort.
So, you know, like in football, when they come off to get an interception, they put the chain on them. So now we're doing the dog of the game. It's a hard hat. Who's going to work? Who's clocking in? You know what I mean? But you put some dog paws on it because you a dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Tiana Hawkins.
Man,
Yeah.
she ran that floor. She was great.
She's had a phenomenal training camp. And first game, she's just been busting her ass, giving us everything that we need, understanding her role, exactly who she needs to be, when she needs to be, and that's on both ends of the floor. So she deserves that hard hat, not only for tonight, but the whole 2 weeks of training camp.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I want to take you back to last year, and I know how you guys talked a couple times, just how the offense, it just kept taking a little bit longer than you guys anticipated.
Mhm.
Thinking about that now tonight, how far ahead you guys are compared to last year, and knowing playing with this piece now, how good the offense potentially be?
Yeah, I think the pace is back, which
Mhm.
feels really good. When you're playing at a higher speed, it's really hard to like muck things up on defense. So obviously our spacing, it's still off. Like we've got a lot of work to do. But playing at that type of speed is really hard to keep up with. And now that we're doing that, we've got to work on our spacing a little bit. We've got to work on who's cutting when we see doubles. But all in all, if we can play with that type of pace and defend that way, it's really tough to guard.
I agree.
There was a lot of energy in the building tonight. Can you just talk about the fan support, sold out crowd, and how that kind of how you fed off that energy?
We got the best fans in the W, and that's on period. DMV is something different. Since I've been here for 8 years, I've felt nothing but love and support, and that carries through. And we need y'all. Y'all are 6 man. When teams come into here, they not only have to worry about playing us, but they have to worry about playing our 6 man too, which is the energy. Y'all know when we were in Capital One, we were never really able to have that home court advantage. So here at ESA, we're super thankful to be able to sell more than we actually see.
Yeah.
Right. But the energy tonight was amazing. I feel like everyone feels that we have a special team this year, and they're totally bought in. So continue to just ride with us. We're going to do this thing.
Just a quick follow-up in a similar vein. A lot of the Wizards players are here tonight, not the first time, but what message does that send to have the NBA counterparts here supporting women's basketball?
They're great. I mean, they're in there working out in the mornings and they're in there with us. So they're so supportive. Some of them even hang out and watch some of our practices. Like we are a family. We support one another. And yeah, I mean, they're right there with us through our lips and all those things. So it's cool to have them there. And certainly it's a family.
Yeah, and that support is vice versa too.
Well, speaking of the NBA, I feel it was brought up, and I'm a Heat fan. I want to ask you about Kyle Lowry.
We can fight.
Too soon.
Too soon. I'm not over it. I'm surprised no one has brought it up, and I have stayed silent since that game.
Yeah, you've been real quiet.
Doc, I still love you, my guy.
That wasn't us. Just for the record, that was not us. But Kyle's been playing great. I just wanted to get your thoughts on ways that in the postseason.
No, Kyle is a really special person to me. He always keeps up with our games and our season. He'll make sure he'll come out to games. He'll text me if I have a shitty night or if I'm not being aggressive enough or I do some dumb stuff on offense. So he's just an advocate for the game too. But the way that he's been playing, it's exactly who he is. I know people continue to doubt him and count him out because he is a little bit older now too, but you can see his impact on that team. And yes, Jimmy is the main man, but they don't go as they go without Kyle. So on both ends of the floor, love him. He's a dog. He's a competitor. You want to talk about that dog and Philly grit, he brings it every single night.
You guys talk about the grit, the grind, the dog mentality, the narratives. Game one is early. But what's your message to the league this year?
Oh, I mean, we're going to defend every single night and make it really tough defensively. And that's what this team is about. We started that last year and it's going to carry over to this season. But yeah, that's the message. Every night's going to be tough. And this league is so competitive. You've got to have something that you hang your hats on. And for us, it's going to be that.
Absolutely.
So a lot of young girls and boys in the stands tonight. How does it make you feel to know that you're role models for the next generation? And how do you keep the kids coming back game after game?
It's special. It's really special to come in here and even to see the kids wearing our jerseys. We never take that for granted. It's a really surreal moment to have just kids yelling at your name and understanding your role and who you are for them. And again, we don't take that role for granted. We make sure that we continue to live our lives and making sure that we're role models. And yeah, it's a special thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Should we ask about your back for old time's sake?
Nope,
I think we're good.
I'm not letting y'all. Look at her stat line. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, I played the most minutes tonight, so let's go.
Damn, Delle, you
Look
beat
at
me.
that. I beat you in minutes for this year.
Yeah, I know. I looked at it. There was like a minute left, and I was like, "Hey, Delle, go sit down.
Yeah.
Clock out." Okay, clock out.
We'll transition to Zoom quickly for one question. Christos?
Hey, ladies, congratulations on the win, first of all.
Thank you.
Elena, question for you. Talking about the group, how, with your teammates on the court, how easier make the game for you, your teammates?
They make it so easy. I feel like in the first half, we did a great job where I was getting some post ups and they were spacing and making the right reads on cuts. And then in the second half, they were sending more doubles and people were just cutting and spacing perfectly so I could find everybody. And it's something we've been working on, and everybody is just communicating with one another. If something doesn't go well, we talk about it. So this group is just actively trying to get better and problem solve throughout the games.
And Natasha, one question for you. After that win and the whole effort that you brought on the floor on both ends, where would you like to set the bar for this team?
That's a good question. I think where we're setting the bar is one day at a time and really just showing up. And, we do a mind candy every single day in our huddle. And I love that we're doing mind candies and something that you can bring to the team, whether it's a quote or something that carries you forward every single day. We've had some really good ones that keep us present. And I think our mindfulness, what we do with Stu, is huge for us, but we're just taking it one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. It's a long season. There's 40 games. This is just one. But we know where we want to be at the end of the season. We're confident that we can be there, but we still need to take it one day at a time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have.
I'm sorry because it's boring there. Yeah.
This book about women in sports.
No.
I want you each to have a
Stop.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I got every Elena Delle book.
Yeah. Congrats.
Order them on Amazon.
That concludes media for tonight. Thank you, everyone.